So in today's class, we will understand everything about semiconductors. So this is the figure of energy band structure of a semiconductor. So as you can see, there are three bands here. The top one is conduction band, the second one is forbidden band, and the third one is valency band. And in the conduction band, where you can see this filled bubbles, these are nothing but free electrons. And in the valency band, where you can see the empty bubbles, these are called as holes. And the middle one is totally empty, that is forbidden band. And where in the substance or the conductor where the width of the forbidden band energy level is relatively very small, that is 1 electron volt, such a conductor is called as a semiconductor. Understood? And the conductivity of a semiconductor is much greater than an insulator because number of free electrons in a some semiconductor lies in this range, that is 10 power 7 to 10 power 28 free electrons will be present in a semiconductor. So you can see these points. A semiconductor is a substance for which width of the forbidden energy region is relatively small, that is approximately equal to 1 electron volt. And the conductivity of semiconductor is much greater than that of insulator because the number of free electrons in the semiconductor lies in the range of 10 power 7 to 10 power 28. And the above figure which I have shown you, that shows the energy band structure of a semiconductor. Now next let us move on to intrinsic semiconductor. Let us see what do you mean by intrinsic semiconductor. So now what is intrinsic semiconductor? This is a type of semiconductor which is made out of semiconductor material in its extreme pure form. Extreme pure form means where any other materials are not mixed. Whole and soul, it is a semiconductor only. For example, germanium and silicon. They have forbidden energy gaps of 0.72 electron volt and 1.1 electron volt, which means germanium forbidden energy gap is 0.72 electron volt and silicon energy gap is 1.1 electron volt. So when you are applying an electric field to an intrinsic semiconductor at a temperature which is greater than 0 Kelvin, then what happens? The electrons which are present in the conductors move to the anode, and the holes which are present in the valency band, they move to the cathode. Now you can see this is the energy band diagram of an intrinsic semiconductor at room temperature. So when can you say it is an intrinsic semiconductor? When number of conduction electrons, these are electrons and these are holes. So whenever number of conduction electrons are equal to number of holes, such a semiconductor is called as intrinsic semiconductor. I hope you understand. Now the next topic is expression for carrier concentration of a intrinsic conductor. So the expression for carrier concentration of an intrinsic conductor is given by, this is the formula, Ni square is equal to AT cube exponent of minus Eg by kBt, where A is a constant value and its value is 4 into 2 pi kb by h square whole cube into MeMh whole power 3 by 2. Me is mass of an electron. Mh is mass of a hole. And capital T is ambient temperature. Eg is energy gap of the semiconductor. That is, if you subtract conduction band energy level and valency band energy level, you will get Eg. That is energy gap of the semiconductor. Where Ev is valency band energy level, Ec is conduction band energy level, and Kb is Boltzmann constant. So now let us understand what do you mean by extrinsic semiconductors. So as we have discussed about intrinsic semiconductors, those are the semiconductors in the pure form, extreme pure form. And if you add some doping agent or any impurity to intrinsic semiconductor in extremely small amount, that is called as extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic semiconductor is nothing but intrinsic semiconductors to which some suitable impurity or doping agent has been added in extremely small amount. And then extrinsic semiconductors are classified into two types, that is N-type semiconductors and P-type semiconductors. Now let us understand what are N-type semiconductors. So as we know, N-type semiconductor is a classification of extrinsic semiconductor. And also I told you what is extrinsic semiconductor. When an impurity is added to intrinsic semiconductor, that becomes an extrinsic semiconductor. Now what kind of impurity you are adding? That is based on the impurities. So N-type semiconductors are obtained by adding pentavalent impurities. Pentavalent means whose valency is 5. That is called as a pentavalent impurities. So like if you are adding phosphorus or arsenic or any other pentavalent element and you are adding it to pure semiconductors, that becomes an N-type semiconductor. So here the major carrier is electrons, and these are also called as donor type semiconductor. Why they are called as donor type semiconductor? Because they are capable of donating an electron. The one who is donating is always called as a donor. So over here they are donating an electron. So that is why it is called donor type semiconductor. So now let's see what is a p-type semiconductor. So when impurities like aluminium, boron and other trivalent elements are added to a pure semiconductor, a p-type semiconductor is formed. So what is the difference between n-type and p-type? In n-type, pentavalent impurities were added. In p-type, trivalent elements or impurities were added. And in n-type, electrons were in large quantity. And here large number of holes are present, and that is why it is always ready to accept electrons. So this is called acceptor type semiconductor, and N type was called as donor type semiconductor because it was ready to donate electrons.